Good morning, YouTube. Hope everyone is fixing my hair. Hope everyone's doing well. Happy Wednesday, happy Wednesday. It's another great day in the markets. Same strategy, trend line breaks, support breaks, resistance breaks, trading with volume, 1 to 2 trades a day. That is how we trade. Looking at the news, we have a red folder news event at 10 a.m. So I want to be out of my trade by 10 a.m. But looking at the charts, so we have a couple trend lines, couple key levels of liquidation, TP targets. So what I'm looking at today is trend line breaks. We're looking at breaks above 21,557. TP1 will be 21,621. TP2 will be 21,683. Stop loss is respecting this upward trend. Always want to manage risk if it gets closer to this trend line. Sells, we have it below 21,500. Stop loss, of course, respecting the downward trend line, managing risk, taking off a little bit as it goes closer to this downward trend line if we are in a losing trade. But key levels of liquidations or take profit zones is 21,440, and then looking at the 15-minute time frame, we have a key level of support slash liquidity at 21,310. So that's what we're looking at. We'll be focusing on the, let's see what looks better. We will look at the 15-minute time frame right here. Actually, let's go to the 5. That looks better. Okay, there you go. 5-minute time frame. We have about 3 minutes until market open. Just waiting, staying patient, and hoping we end the day on a green note. Don't like how it's pushing right now. It's 9:28 and already breaking to the upside. Not liking it if it already breaks pre-market, but so what I'll be looking for right here, since we are already breaking to the upside and breaking this trend line, is I'm hoping on the 5-minute that we'll see a wick down and then a continuation up so that we break this 21,561 level. It'll respect this uptrend, and take profit will be around 21,621, and then take profit 2 will be 21,683. Stop loss is respecting this upward trend line. Of course, I'm looking to manage risk anytime we get closer to this trend line. Just under a minute until market open. Give it a little bit of space here. All right, market is open. What we're looking for is a wick down on the 5-minute and then a continuation on the way up, respecting this upward trend line. Right now we do have a trend line break, but we're hoping for that continuation volume on the open. be looking to be out of this trade at about 9:55. Do have some selling pressure right now. Just staying patient. Right, we do have some heavy selling pressure right here, breaking this upward trend line with about 3 touch points, so a pretty solid trend line on the 5-minute time frame. As soon as we break around 21,508, I will be taking sells. Continuous selling pressure right here. Let's look at the 15-minute. 15-minute. 5-minute. Get that wick down. All right, we're preparing for buys. It looked like it grabbed liquidity around 21,519. A wick down on the 5-minute candle. Now, if we break above its high and stay above this downward trend line, I think that would be a solid buy for our first trade of the day. Preparing for buys. One more push up.
Order filled.
So we are in buys. Just remove that. Trying to manage risk along the way. We'll see how it goes. Don't like how it reacted right there. So hopefully we'll continue up. As long as it respects this upward trend line, we should be fine. I do like that push right there on the 5-minute time frame. So what I saw here is a break of this downward trend line on the 5-minute time frame. What we want is for this to respect this upward trend line all the way up to a key liquidation level of 21,618 as our first TP, TP1, and then TP2 will be at 21,682. Then again, always keeping in mind managing risk. On the downside, as long as we stay above this upward trend line, I think this trade should still be valid. Look at the 15. And this really has no business in retracing more than 50% of the 15-minute candle. Right now it's really struggling to have that follow-up push. Oh, come on, just push. There's a pretty good push. So just to reiterate this trade again, I saw a downward trend line break to the upside on the 5-minute time frame. Key levels of liquidity take profit zones is 21,621, and then TP2 is 21,683. I am managing my risk by this trade holding its upward trend support zone, and we will see what happens. I like that push a lot right there. Hopefully we'll continue to see it push. Again, I saw a 5-minute break of structure with this downward trend line, respecting this upward trend line. That's how I'll be managing risk on the downside. As long as we respect this upward trend line, I think we should be good to hit TP1 right here at 21,620 as our target one. And then our second level of liquidity is 21,682. Five-minute just closed above 21,564, which is great news. 5-minute candle closing above resistance right here. So right now, either if I win or lose this trade, just happy with the execution of this trade. I'm happy with where I entered on the break of structure. And now we'll just see if it'll continue in our direction. So hopefully it will. I will be on the downside. I will be managing risk by closing half if it falls below 21,537. The next candle closure that I will be looking for is the 15-minute candle closure right here. We do need to close above this significant resistance of 21,564. We have about 3 minutes until candle closure. Volume's just very slow right now. We just need that follow-up volume, which we're not getting. That's my only hesitation with this trade, is we're not getting that follow-up volume, unfortunately. As soon as we break around here, I will be closing half to manage my risk on the downside. Let's see how much time we have until the candle closure. So we have about 50 seconds until the 15-minute candle closes. Again, I am looking for it to close above 21,563. Five more seconds until candle closure. Okay, 15-minute candle just closed, so this gives me more confidence that this trade will continually go in our direction, which is good news. And just to reiterate why I took this trade, I saw a break in this downward trend line and a break of resistance at about 21,565. I see key levels of liquidity at 21,620 as our TP1, and then TP2 will be 21,682. The way I'll be managing risk is if we fall about 50% of the 15-minute candle's body, and then also if we no longer support or respect this upward trend line. So 50% of this 5-minute candle's body, and then 50% at below this upward trend line. But I have full confidence that we're going to hit TP1 and end the day on a green note. The only thing is we have to be out of this trade before the red folder news event at 10 a.m. this morning. Move stops right there. Come on, 15-minute candle, keep pushing. Again, just to reiterate my thoughts on this trade and why I took it, we saw a 15-minute candle closure above a resistance of 21,561. I executed this trade on this break of this downward trend line, and we have key liquidity at 21,620 as a TP1 and then 21,683 as a TP2. I believe as long as we respect this upward trend line, which is our stop loss, we have a great chance of hitting these TP levels. So we'll see what happens. Market's just slow right now, to tell you the truth. Just so slow. Yeah, if we fall back into the range on this trade, that would be insane. But anything can happen. To manage my risk on the downside, I'll be looking to close half below this 5-minute candle right here at 21,541, and then the other half if it doesn't respect the upward trend line. And right now we're just hoping for it to continue up. Might just close the entire thing at a 30-point stop. Yeah, that's what I'm going to do. Close the entire thing at a 30-point stop. Look at this on the 15. That is a huge fucking fake out. So something is going to need to happen the next 5 minutes because I am not holding this trade through the red flag news event. Just no volume in the market. Staying patient. I've got 3 minutes. preparing to exit out of this position, unfortunately. Looks like the bears have taken over. And we are...
Order filled.
We're out. Don't like that push down, so we took a very small loss today. I'm happy with my execution, happy with what I saw. So we do have news in about 3 minutes. Not really comfortable holding the trade. It looks like we just respected that upward trend line, but I'm not looking to hold the trade in the next 2 minutes, but we'll see what happens. I'm very curious to see how everything will react. But that's my trading day. Happy with the trade I took, happy with the way I manage risk, and hopefully tomorrow I will end the day on a green note. Thank you.